You come with a free financial advisor. It was installed before you were born. It runs 24 hours a day. It's impossible to fire, and it is catastrophically bad at its job. It's your brain. The same brain that kept your ancestors alive on the savannah for 200,000 years, outrunning predators, finding food, reading faces in the dark, is now asked to compare mortgage interest rates, resist a flash sale, and decide whether to buy Bitcoin at its all-time high. And it uses the exact same tools for all of it: fear, greed, pattern recognition built for berry bushes, and a reward system that can't tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger and a red candle on a price chart. Your brain was never designed for money. It was designed for survival. And in 2026, those are very different jobs. Bug number 1 in your ancient financial advisor. Losing hurts more than winning feels good. Psychologists call this loss aversion, and it's one of the best studied quirks of the human mind. Hand someone $100, then take it away, and they feel measurably worse than if they'd never received it at all. In experiments, the pain of losing is roughly twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the same amount. On the savannah, this made perfect sense. Losing your last piece of food could kill you, so your brain evolved to scream about losses and whisper about gains. In a modern portfolio, it means you will hold a losing investment for months, hoping it recovers, while selling a winning one the moment it dips, locking in tiny gains and massive losses. Your brain would rather feel right than be rich, and the worst part, it does all of this automatically before you even realize you've made a choice. Bug number 2. Your reward system can't tell the difference between earning money and gambling it. Dopamine, the brain's "do that again" chemical, doesn't actually reward you for getting what you want. It rewards you for almost getting what you want. Unpredictability is the key. A guaranteed paycheck barely registers. A volatile crypto chart that might make you rich. Your dopamine system treats that the way it treats a slot machine, not as a financial instrument, but as the most exciting berry bush it's ever seen. This is why checking your portfolio 40 times a day feels productive. It isn't. It is your Stone Age brain foraging for dopamine berries in a digital bush, and every red and green candle is a branch to shake. The bush doesn't have more berries because you shake it more, but your brain will never ever believe that. Bug number 3. You think you're making your own financial decisions. You're usually making your tribe's decision. Humans are social animals who survived by copying successful group members. If the tribe ran, you ran. Stopping to ask why was a luxury you paid for with your life. That wiring is still live, and the modern tribe is the internet. When Bitcoin surges and your timeline fills with people celebrating gains, your brain doesn't analyze the fundamentals. It hears the tribe running, and it runs. When the price crashes and the same timeline fills with panic, your brain hears the tribe screaming, and it sells. The cruelest part is that this cycle guarantees you buy high and sell low, because the tribe is loudest at exactly the 2 worst moments to act. You're not following the market. You're following a herd, and the herd is also following the herd. Bug number 4. Your brain clings to the first number it sees. Psychologists call this anchoring. Show someone an expensive item first, and everything after it feels cheap by comparison, even if it's objectively expensive. Real estate agents do this on purpose. They show you the overpriced house first. Your brain uses that number as the anchor and judges everything relative to it. In crypto, the anchor is usually the all-time high. If Bitcoin hit 100,000 and drops to 60,000, your brain screams, "Bargain." Even if 60,000 might still be wildly overpriced, or might be the deal of a lifetime. You don't know, but your brain already decided the moment it saw the first number. Quick interruption from deeper in the brain. Our channels bot ran a diagnostic on the subscribe button and found something remarkable. Clicking it triggers 0 loss aversion, 0 anchoring, and zero dopamine withdrawal. It is the only financial decision your brain can make with no cognitive bias at all. That is objectively fascinating. The bell is right there. Bug number 5. Your brain lives in the present and thinks the future is someone else's problem. Researchers gave people a choice: $100 now or $110 in a week. Most people took the money now. The future version of you, the one who retires, who needs savings, who will absolutely judge your spending, is a stranger to your brain. MRI scans show that when people think about their future selves, the brain activates the same regions it uses for thinking about other people. Your brain literally does not recognize future you as you, which is why a 20-year-old with a 401k feels like a science fiction character, and a 30-year-old panic buying crypto at 2 a.m. feels like a normal Tuesday. Your present self writes the checks. Your future self opens them. Bug number 6. Your brain can't handle randomness. It needs a story. When the market goes up, your brain immediately invents a reason. Investors are confident. When the same market drops the next day, your brain invents a different reason. Investors are nervous. Those investors are often the same people, and the price moved for reasons 1,000 algorithms couldn't predict. But your brain refuses to accept that. It would rather believe a wrong story than no story at all, because on the savannah, the rustle in the grass was usually a snake, and assuming a pattern kept you alive. In financial markets, the patterns your brain finds are usually noise dressed up as signal. And every YouTube video, every analyst, every headline is offering you a story, including, yes, this one. The difference is that this story is about why you shouldn't trust stories, which is itself a story. We're sorry. There's no way out of this. Last bug, the most painful one. Your brain can't let go of what it's already spent. Economists call this the sunk cost fallacy. The more you've invested in something, money, time, emotion, the harder it becomes to walk away, even when walking away is clearly the right move. You hold the losing coin because you already lost so much on it, and selling would make the loss real. You stay in the strategy because you spent months building it. You watch the sequel because you paid for the ticket, even though the first hour was agony. The resources you already spent are gone. They cannot be recovered by spending more. But inside your Stone Age control room, the neuron workers have taped every receipt to the wall, and they will defend that wall with their lives. The bug is not that you lost money. The bug is that the loss makes you unable to stop losing money. So here's the part that makes it complicated. Every single one of these bugs kept your ancestors alive. Loss aversion stopped them from gambling away their last meal. The dopamine system drove them to explore, forage, and take risks that discovered new food sources. Herd instinct kept them in groups that survived winners no individual could. Anchoring let them make fast decisions with incomplete information, which is every decision on a savanna. Present bias forced them to eat today instead of saving for a future that might never come. Narrative fallacy helped them teach their children. This berry kills, that path floods, the tiger comes at dusk, and sunk cost? The refusal to abandon a hunt, a shelter, a wounded friend, even when the rational move was to cut losses and walk away. That stubbornness built tribes, families, and civilizations. The bugs are not errors. They are survival features running in an environment they were never built for. You are a Stone Age masterpiece operating a spaceship. And honestly, you're doing okay. So can you fix any of this? Not really. You can't uninstall 200,000 years of evolution, but you can label the wires. Knowing loss aversion exists won't stop the pain of a loss, but it might stop you from panic selling at the bottom. Knowing dopamine hijacks your attention won't make the chart less exciting, but it might make you check it 4 times a day instead of 40. Knowing the herd is loudest at the worst moment won't silence the noise, but it might make you wait 1 day before following it. You can't upgrade the hardware, but you can read the manual. And the manual, unfortunately, is a brain trying to understand itself, which is a bit like a flashlight trying to illuminate its own batteries. Difficult, recursive, but not hopeless. You've already started. You've been reading the manual for the last 11 minutes. So here's our question for the comments, and we'll pin the best answer. Which of the 7 bugs gets you the worst? Be honest. We already admitted ours. And if you want to see what happens when billions of these beautifully broken brains bet on the same asset, watch what $1 million Bitcoin would do to the world, right here. Your brain will probably click it impulsively. That's fine. You read the manual. You know what's happening now. That counts.